Hello everyone and welcome to the Legend Fires Northwest Stages 2014, and this is just going to be a little bit of coverage from myself using some of Michael Rigby's footage, which is of the rally village being created, as you can see here, and that's where we start off. So this took 2 or 3 days to sort of build up, but obviously Fox Motorsport spent a lot of time getting people here and organising people to get here, and it was set up of all sorts of cars. So you can already see Quattro and the Lancia Stratos back there, and it's just a big involvement by a lot of people to get a lot of motorsports actually in this room. This room's under the Norbreck Hotel. This is where the rally village was located again this year, and as you can see, it gets busier and busier. And we then set up scrutineering. Now in scrutineering we have to process all the entrants through. As you can see, they're piling through very quickly there, and once they're done we've got to push them out. So we're in 2 teams at this point and we're pushing cars in and out, left and right. I was on the left team and then there was other people on the right team, and that was essentially it. Coming into the evening though, we then had to park the cars up. Now initially the top seeds would go in here, and then it was certain people would then come into this area as well, and this was the indoor part Ferme. So we've got all sorts in there. We've got Paul Bird, Bardi, Doherty in his Impreza, got Cole in his Escort Mark II. There's the event sponsor, John Stone's car in his Legend Fires Fabia there, and of course lots of Imprezas, the symbol of rallying really, isn't it, the Impreza, and Subaru. And as you can see, the cars are really tightly packed in. So we're just going to look at some of the cars inside before we look at the outside part Ferme area. And as you can see, we've got a couple more escorts there and escorts are a really good car to see out on stage. We've got a couple of the Group B and demo cars there. We've got Sierra, Hyundai, that's a Ferrari demo car there, and then back to a few more competitors with the Evo. We've got a Citroen Saxo there, the Benson Brothers Civic there, and then believe it or not, I'm not sure what model car this is, but that was actually running 8th after the night stages. So they were obviously putting a real good effort. We've got a little Mini there, another Evo, the Impreza, sort of the 2 rivals there. The Ford Fiesta, that's a team that's been entering for quite a while. And then we've got an old Corsa there. They did really well on the event, and such a wide variety of cars there. Let's have a quick look inside, look at the pods. And then we've got another Impreza, BMW, and another Impreza, an Evo, and a Fiesta. As we headed outside, the Ferrari demo car decided to leave, so I thought I'd show that just to show you it in action. And a bit bumpy of course, and look at the back, you've got the mechanical parts there. But then we're going to look at the part Ferme outside now. This is where I help park a few of the cars. We've got Fiesta, Astra, the Land Rovers in the background, 205, they're apparently really fun to rally. And of course a lot of these cars will still have the pods on from the night before, as they were running night stages. Now of course, because it's part Ferme, they can't really touch the cars, which is why the pods are still on currently, and it's sort of easy out of service. We've got another Escort there. I do like the Escort. And then we've got a little Imp there. We always like to see that back in the rally. And another Impreza. Got an old Focus there, that sort of reminds me of Colin McRae with that Ford Focus. We've got Nissan Micra there, a few of the Marshalls. And as you can see, it's early morning in Blackpool, and then there's a whole line of one side of the cars that we parked up. And it really was a bit of a puzzle to try and get this many cars into part Ferme, but we managed to do it there. We've got another Micra and a 205. There's Paul Swift's Mark II there. Bit of an accident, but he did go back out into the rally. And another look at the Land Rovers. These are really good. The Fiesta as well, but the Land Rovers, always nice to see them compete, and they look absolutely crazy on stage. They absolutely give it some. Got an old Ford there. This particular team, there was 2 of them. There was a husband driver and a wife driver. They were competing in different cars, which was quite a fun one to see. Bit of competition there. 206 there. Of course I drive a 206 currently, so always nice to see that as well. Astra, another Impreza, a Civic, Clio, Now that was run on LPG in the past, not sure whether it is there. Got a C2 and then another Civic, and then we've got another demo car there in the BMW, and we'll just watch that leave as they start the day. Now this day is 20 stages of rallying, so here's the rest of the cars now leaving Parc Fermé, and as you can see we got them in and we can certainly get them out again. So throughout the day the rally village is fairly busy, and a few of the course cars come in and out just to get checked over, but we do actually manage to go and see parts of the stages later on in the day just before we have to set up the finish, and the rally village remains busy throughout the day, which is nice to see as well because there was a lot of effort put in. The stage I went to watch was the Prom stage, and we're now on board with Warner Lewis in his Celica Group A car, and he's the one of the course cars, remember, and this is the Blackpool Prom stage. So if you've ever been to Blackpool, you've probably walked along here at some point. Well, they're now using it for a rally stage. So they've obviously had to put a lot of chicanes in here because it is a lot of flat stuff. You can't really have cars doing 150 mph down there, as it's really slippy. As you can see, it's already wet, and you got the sand as well, and the tide was coming in as well. So cars further down the field would have experienced perhaps waves crashing over. There has been accidents in the past where waves crashed over and damaged the car, but at the moment it was only just coming in, and everyone did make it through unscathed. So as we carry on the stage, this will be the full stage with a little surprise in the middle as well. And as you can see, they've got cones there to block off the benches. That's just to make sure nobody goes near them, because obviously when approaching a chicane you sort of want to try and get the best line and straight line them as best as possible. So just cut through there. It's quite a tight gap, that, you know, if you're flying down in your car you've got to make sure you get that right. A slight bit of understeer, you could go straight into the wall there. You wouldn't really want that to happen. As we come up to another chicane, I believe. There we go. Round that. All well and good. It's not just all chicanes though, as you'll see shortly, as Warner Lewis speeds on to the next one now. His co-driver is actually having to shout at the moment rather than use the radio, which is interesting. It's not on loud enough, I would think, that you can hear it, but that is actually what happened. So just a ramp down there, another bit of a chicane. That would generate a bit of issue for a car, especially if you go in there too quick. Make the car very, very light. And we hit another chicane. So we've got another chicane coming up, I believe, and you can see the cones on every bench there. That's safety, that's MSA requirements, just so that they don't actually hit that bench at full clat, because that would actually hurt. As we approach the hairpins now, and we get some outside footage as well that I filmed. You still got the in-car footage there, and he makes it around there pretty safe and sound. It's very slippery though, so you do have to be careful. As you can see, a bit of trouble on the second one, less room to manoeuvre, and then it's off back down this stretch. Now you can get some speed up here. It's a bit more open, so the chicane's a bit further down. I think it was 400 from the hairpin, and straight through this one, and then it's on to the finish. As you can see, a few spectators there, but it's all well and good. They're higher than the track, so it's all safe and well. As Warner Lewis goes through the flying finish. Now of course he's a course car, so there's no time cards at all. But let's have a look at a few of the other drivers now at that hairpin, as I did get a few more before I had to rush back in to help set up the finish.
In the nice new livery, the excellent, really well. Neil had a short layup for 12 years. Neil, second on the road is Darren Doherty, John Pye Motorsport car. Darren, who's had a bit of success with it. got one going. It's a bit enthusiastic out of it. It's got a bit of work over that on the wing. Fairly rare thing in a two-wheel drive car. Got captured by Paul Benson. In Cole, 4-time tarmac champion in that extremely powerful. Oh, that's see how that one. A little bit, yeah, that's not too bad. Not going to heroics. 48 there.
And then we went back inside to actually set up the finish, as you can see here. Now, some of those were taking it in different approaches, of course. John Stone had to take it his way because of he was having turbo issues, basically. But here is the third place finisher in the rally. Third place, and that was Darren Doherty in his Subaru Impreza. As we saw that at the hairpin there, he took it nice and well, no real issues there. And finishing in third place. So obviously I'm down there at the bottom. You probably can't see me that well, but there's music to all these podium finishers, and of course the winner. And I will be quiet for the winning driver when they go through. But each driver is presented with champagne. So second place driver of the rally was Neil Simpson in his Skoda Fabia S2000, and he did very well. It's the first time they've been out in the car. And his co-driver Claire Mole said it was one of the toughest rallies she's ever done, and she's rallied all over the place, all over the world, so it shows you how tough this event actually is. Here's the winner. And a bit of comedy there from the champagne shower and the confetti going about as the crowd gets a little bit wet as well. So Paul Bird was the winner there, and if you heard, it was by 5 minutes, so it's really dominant victory there. And after that we had other cars come in, other class winners as well, get their chance to be interviewed, and then it was the closing stages of the rally. So that was the Northwest Stages. 4 full days for myself. Hope you enjoyed this little video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.